Welcome back to the channel. I really like this news. This is good news, ladies and gents. I'm sure you'll all agree. Jurassic World Dominion, Sam Neill and Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum will be important, says the director. Now that's actually really good to hear. Why? Well, because sick of cameos. Jeff Goldblum did nothing in, what was it, Jurassic, was it called Fallen Kingdom? I can't remember what it was bloody called now. But the second Jurassic World movie, he did nothing. Just came up, it was good to see him, FYI, but that's what they bank on. They bank on you going, oh, that's so good to see you. So, yeah, please. They bank on that. And, yeah, it's a shame when they do bugger all. It's nice when they actually have a purpose. So here we go. Jurassic World Dominion, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum will be important. I'm looking very yellow at the moment. Let me get some light sources in here. There you go, fixed it, guys. I was looking like extra weird yellow and shiny from my light source. And also, quick crisp 1080p, no more blur. I figured it out. I know why I was so blurry now. I've sorted it. So anyway, let's dive into this. Before we do, guys, I'm making another film, and yes, I'm going to keep advertising it. I've got a GoFundMe link down below. It's a Lovecraft horror film, an exploration of depression and suicide linked with cosmic horror. I think it might be right up your street. Check it out. There's a link in the description box. So anyway, this article's linked down there as well, right? But if you're afraid Sam Neill, Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum, who faced this problem in Fallen Kingdom, Jeff Goldblum, as I said and alluded to at the start of this, basically just going to show up in Jurassic World Dominion and do nothing. Colin Trevorrow has said otherwise. He did an interview with Collider, okay? Now, Collider is getting some alright scoops at the moment, but they've reported on a little bit of it, you know, with Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm, you know, major important roles, you know, we can all look forward to, blah, blah, blah. But Trevorrow also says this, which is interesting. Says, we're all underestimating how big and how major. I think people may be underestimating the size and importance of Laura Dern and Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum's characters in this movie. So he says, because again, we could all be pretty concerned either way, because that doesn't state anything. But he does say, it's very much an ensemble. And that element and the ability to take these beloved characters from almost 30 years now and understand how they interact with each other in the context of a world that we've really never seen before and have not been able to witness until now is very interesting. Now, that's good to hear, because his initial statement, right? This initial statement here saying, oh, there are people who are underestimating the size and importance of the characters. That doesn't mean anything. Right, that literally could just, well, they've got important roles. It doesn't mean that they have a lot of screen time. But this seems to indicate that they do have a lot of screen time. The words of, it's very much an ensemble. You know, as in, it's a group. They're going to be around for a while. It's an ensemble cast. So, for perspective, Endgame was an ensemble cast. You know, everyone had a good amount of screen time to a certain degree. I'd say that these will have a good amount of screen time. And that's nice. That's really, really good. And it also, Colin Trevorrow, I wish we'd seen Colin Trevorrow's Star Wars, by the way. But he does seem to be the right man for the job. Because, you know, what he's saying here very clearly understands the importance of the characters, but then very clearly understands the importance of crafting them in a world that we haven't seen. So they can't just be the same. They do have to have evolved a little bit. They do have to have developed as characters. That's really nice. It goes to show, upon face value, that he seems to understand it. So we'll see. Now, he does go on and says that, you know, Dominion is the Jurassic movie he's longed to make. This is the movie that I've been waiting to make from the beginning. Interesting, but that's really positive as well, because again, it goes to show, hey, look, we had a plan, we had a vision, I've been wanting to make it for a while, but we had to set up this stuff, had to establish this. I think that's good. I think that's all really positive. It's the one that we have spent the past 2 movies building to. It really was part of a larger story and part of the design. Well, I'm glad some companies have a bloody plan, because Disney doesn't. DC hasn't for a while, and even Marvel was proved that they didn't really have that much of a plan now moving forwards. So it's good to see, even on a small scale, there has been a plan there. Yes, it slumped in the last one, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but Dominion could be the winner. It could be. Now he goes on and says, well, Goldblum anyway had some time to chat and basically said, the three of us were in a tiny little space and we were being menaced by, I can't even tell you, a surprising faction of prehistoric creatures that you've never seen before. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't say that much else. Obviously there's revealing that he and his co-stars bond in what could be their character's final moments. We were acting in a life and death situation. We think it might be the last moments of our lives, and we're all bonding with each other in an emotional and somewhat hilarious way, which there was a lot of that anyway in the original. There was a lot of that. So I think this could be good. It's interesting. This article obviously speculates that, you know, if it's the end of the characters and they do go out in a blaze of glory, we won't know, obviously, for a long time because it doesn't come out to bloody June 2022. So I think this is great news. I think Colin Trevorrow is pretty decent. I don't see anything wrong with Colin Trevorrow. Yeah, definitely not on par with Rian Johnson anyway, that's for sure. So what do you guys make of this? Good news or bad news? I think Colin Trevorrow showed that he was the man for this with, what was it called? Big Trouble at Little Rock or something like that. That was a great short film. That was really good. And apparently that's indicative of the tone that we're going to be getting with this movie. That's him saying, hey, this is the tone. This is what we're going for. And if that's anything like it, I think that'd be good. I think inevitably they will take a small side seat for new people, because we had heard from the producer that this isn't the end. They do look to do more. So at the end of the day, you can obviously expect the kids to be a large part of this, as they were in the first one. They weren't, you know, the central be-all and end-all characters, but they were big parts of the cast and they had big amounts of screen time. So I can expect that to be the case as well. They are obviously going to want to start setting up further films if it's a success. So you can imagine that they'll be introducing characters that have some level of longevity. But still, it's good news as far as I'm concerned. What do you guys think? It's good to get some good news for a change, so let me know down below in the comment section. And as I said, guys, this ain't out until 2022. Unbelievable. So if you do want to support movies coming out a little bit sooner than that, support my film, because I'm not tied to, you know, any of these lockdowns and all that kind of nonsense, and I want to make some films for you. So check out the link down below in the description box. You can support me, support an original filmmaker. Yes, Blackfields is on the way. I did an update video. I'll leave it linked above. And I actually showed an excerpt from an hour-long documentary about the film in that video. So check it out and support original film. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I've been Mr. H. Take care.